Swipe right if the truck's nice. Swipe right if the job title reads good. Swipe right if the picture's got the right filter, the right angle, the right light. Nobody's asking who I am, nobody else is watching. Everybody's shopping for a lifestyle, not a life, not something real and right. I got tired of auditioning for a role in somebody's highlight reel. Tired of being valued for the version of me that photographs the best. This ain't a song about being broke. This ain't about apologizing for what I got. This is about finding somebody who wants my soul, not just my zip code and the rest. She asked about my portfolio before she asked about my mama. Asked what neighborhood I lived in before she asked what keeps me up at night. I used to think that's just how dating worked now, just the modern currency. Used to play along, used to dress the part, used to keep my wounds out of sight. Kept the mask on so polished you could see your own reflection in it. Smiled the right smile, said the right thing, showed the right curated proof. Went home every night exhausted from performing somebody I wasn't. Wondering when love became a transaction instead of something true.
I built a whole profile designed to attract a certain kind of man. Filtered photos, humble bragging captions, a life that looked complete. Got plenty of matches, plenty of dates with men chasing the image. Not one of them ever asked what actually made my whole heart beat. I started performing happy so hard I forgot what happy really felt like. Started curating my pain right out of the picture, right out of view. Then I met somebody who asked me what I was scared of on the first date, and I didn't know how to answer.
Hadn't been asked something that true.
Not for the money, not for the status, not for the aesthetic on the screen, not for the highlight reel, not for a life that only looks clean. I want somebody who sees me broke down and still don't turn away. Not for the money, not for what I can't provide or what I weigh. Not for the money, that's not what real connections ever gonna cost. The realest kind of rich is the kind that money's never bought.
I dated a man once who had everything the apps say you should want.
Nice car, nice house, a bank account that never made him sweat. Sat across from him at dinner and felt more alone than I'd ever felt. Realized all that security couldn't buy the thing my heart actually needed. Yet that was the moment I understood what money never could provide. The feeling of being truly known, truly seen, truly held. No amount of financial safety fills a space that's built for intimacy. That's a lesson that cost me heartbreak, but it's a lesson that finally gelled.
I remember the exact night I stopped chasing the curated version. Stopped trying to look like somebody worth swiping right upon the screen. Deleted the polished bio, wrote something honest and unimpressive. Said I'm tired, I'm scared sometimes, I ain't always what I seem. Got fewer matches after that, but the ones I got meant something. Started conversations that went past the surface, past the show. That's when I realized the exhaustion wasn't from being too much, it was from being too little, too curated, too afraid to let it go.
Not for the money, not for the status, not for the aesthetic on a screen, not for the highlight reel, not for a life that only looks clean. I want somebody who sees me broke down and still don't turn away. Not for the money, not for what I can't provide or what I weigh. Not for the money, that's not what real connections filters off my whole life, not just my photographs. Let people see the version of me that ain't curated, ain't posed. That's when the right person finally found me. Saw straight through the noise, saw exactly who I am, and stayed anyway. And that's how the story goes.
Drove 4 hours up out of the city till the signal finally died. Left the noise, left the profiles, left the version of us built for a screen. Stood on a ridge at 6,000 feet, with the wind stripping us both down. Nothing left to perform up there, nothing left to curate or preen. The mountain don't care what car you drove to get to the trailhead. Don't care what your bio says. Don't care about a single dollar amount. Up there you're just a person, cold and small and finally honest. That's where I first saw who she really was, stripped down to what really counts. Her hair was a mess, her makeup long gone, her hands red from the cold. She wasn't posing for anybody, wasn't thinking about a single angle of shot. Just standing there breathing hard from the climb, eyes wide at the view. That's the most beautiful I ever saw her. More than any polished, curated thought, I realized right then how much of what we call attraction is just performance. Layers we put on to be seen a certain way by a certain kind of eye. Up there, stripping all that away, we found something realer underneath it. Found two people, plain and human, standing under the same open sky. I've seen weathered peaks that took 1,000 years of storms to shape them, cracked and worn and scarred in ways that only make them more profound. That's what I want in a person too. Not somebody smooth and untested, somebody who's been through weather, who's got some scars, who's had to stand their ground. Those weathered parts, the parts that can't be bought or traded on the market, the scars from real loss, real failure, real seasons spent in the storm. Those are the parts of a person that money never touches, never softens. Those are the parts I fell in love with. Rugged, honest, hard-earned, warm, stripped to the bone, up where the air gets honest and thin. No man survives that altitude, no performance gets to win. This is who you are when the world stops watching you perform. Weathered like a mountain peak, that's outlasted every storm. Stripped to the bone, that's where I found the truest part of you. Not for the money, not for the image, just for what's honest and true. We sat on that ridge for an hour without saying a single word. Just watched the clouds move slow across a valley wide and deep. That silence taught me more about her than 100 conversations. Taught me she could sit in stillness, didn't need noise to help her sleep. Down in the city she's sharp, she's quick, she's always got something clever. Up on that mountain she was just quiet, just present, just still and true. I fell for the version of her that don't need an audience to exist. That's the version I'm building the whole life around. That's the one I choose. There's a kind of honesty that only shows up when
when nobody's performing,
when the phones are dead,
when the crowd's gone,
when it's just the wind in the ground.
I think that's why the mountain strips you down quicker than any conversation.
'Cause there ain't nowhere left to hide
once the noise of the world ain't around.
I want a love that survives
at that altitude,
survives without the audience.
That's what I found, standing cold and honest on that ridge with you.
Stripped to the bone,
up where the air gets honest and thin.
no man survives that altitude.
No performance gets to win.
This is who you are
when the world stops watching you perform, weathered like a mountain peak that's outlasted every storm.
Stripped to the bone,
that's where I found the truest part of you. Not for the money, not for the image, just for what's honest and true.
we drove back down into the noise. The next morning, back into the world. But I carried that mountain honesty with me,
tucked it deep inside my chest.
Now when I look at her in the middle of the city's loudest moments,
I still see the woman on that ridge,
and I know
that's the one who's best.
my voice cracks when I sing about my mama. And I used to hide that crack, used to smooth it out, used to sing it safer, sing it clean. Then I learned the crack is where the truth gets through the loudest. Learned that perfect ain't the same as honest, ain't the same as what I mean. This world prizes the polished, prizes the flawless filtered sound. But I'd rather sing you something true and broken than something smooth and fake. That's not for the money, that's not for the algorithm or the applause. That's for the one who hears the crack and loves me for what it takes. I used to think strength meant never letting anybody see me shake, never letting my voice wave, and never letting the fear show through. Learned that kind of strength is exhausting, learned it's just a performance too. Learn real strength sounds more like trembling and saying it anyway, straight and true. Vulnerability ain't weakness, dressed up nice for a sad song. It's the hardest, bravest thing a human being ever has to do. Standing there exposed, unfiltered, saying the thing that scares you. That takes more endurance than any strength the world ever knew. I don't sing pretty, never have, got too much gravel in my throat. Spent years wishing I sounded different, smoother, easier on the ear. Then I met people who said my rough voice was the reason they believed me. Said the grit made the hurt sound real, made the truth sound clear. That taught me something about connection, about what actually resonates. It ain't the polish, it's the proof that you live what you're singing about. A genuine voice, cracked and real, reaches further than a perfect one. 'Cause people know the difference between performance and a shout. This is the sound of unfiltered truth, cracked and rough and real. Not the polished, safe performance, but the sound of what we feel. Vulnerability's the endurance this whole world forgot to praise. Saying the true thing anyway, even through the hardest days. This is the sound of unfiltered truth. This is the frequency that's real. Not for the money, not for the show, just for what we actually feel. I watched her young singer at an open mic, shaking so hard she could barely hold the mic. Voice cracking on every high note, hands trembling at her side. Half the room looked away uncomfortable, waiting for the polish to arrive. I just leaned in closer, 'cause that's where the real connection lives, deep inside.
She finished that song and the room went quiet, then it I think that's why he fell for me, and not the polished version of myself. 'Cause he heard the crack in my voice before he ever heard the melody. Heard the years of hard living underneath every single note I gave. Heard something true, something unbought, something that could never fake or flee. That's the sound money can't purchase, can't manufacture in a studio. The sound of a soul that's lived enough to have something real to say, that's worth more than any perfect pitch, any polished, curated tone. That's the frequency of genuine connection, and it don't ever fade away. This is the sound of unfiltered truth, cracked and rough and real. Not the polished, safe performance, but the sound of what we feel.
Vulnerability's the endurance this whole world forgot to praise. Saying the true thing anyway,
Even through the hardest days. This is the sound of unfiltered truth.
this is the frequency that's real.
Not for the money, not for the show, just for what we actually feel. I stopped smoothing out the crack in my voice a long time ago now. Let it show up loud and honest every single time I sing.
That's when the right people started listening,
Started staying,
started hearing.
that's when I learned the broken sound was the truest offering.
We sat on the porch for an hour last night without saying a single thing. No TV, no phone, no music, filling up the space between. Just her hand in mine and the crickets and the slow burn of the summer heat. That's the richest I have ever felt, richer than any dollar I've ever seen. Real luxury ain't a car, ain't a view from a penthouse window. Real luxury is sitting in silence with somebody and not needing more. Not needing to fill the quiet with a purchase or a plan or a distraction. Just resting easy in a love that don't need noise to keep score. I used to think I had to entertain, had to keep planning something new. Dinners out, weekend trips, something to keep the spark alive and bright. Turns out what she wanted most was just me, present, unhurried still. Just sitting together doing nothing much on an ordinary night. That took me a while to learn, took me spending money I didn't need to spend, before I figured out the silence was worth more than anything I bought. Now our best nights don't cost a dime, just 2 chairs in the quiet dark. That's a wealth I never knew existed until I finally saw.
We weathered storms most people never see behind the photographs. Lost a job, lost a parent, lost a year we thought might break us clean in two. Nobody posts about the year surviving was a whole entire goal, but that's the year that built something between us realer than anything new.
Easy comfort never taught us a single thing about each other. It was the hard years, the broke years, the scared years that showed us who we are. That's the equity we're rich in now, built up slow through actual struggle, worth more than any bank account, worth more by far.
Wealth in the quiet moments,
Wealth
what's in the room.
Two people sitting easy.
No need to fill up any space of gloom. Wealth in the quiet moments.
That's the richest I've ever been.
Not for the money, not for the show,
just for what's honest within. I've known men with more money than they're spending 3 whole lifetimes, sitting alone in mansions, scared to death of an empty, silent room. I got a porch and 2 chairs and a woman who don't need me talking, and I wouldn't trade this quiet wealth for any golden tune. Money buys you distraction, buys you noise to drown the silence out, but it can't buy you somebody who's comfortable just sitting there with you. That's the investment that actually pays you back. Emotional equity, built up slow day after day, patient, steady, and true.
I used to measure a relationship by what it could provide me. Security, comfort, a life that looked good from the outside in. Now I measure it by whether I can sit in silence without feeling anxious, whether the quiet feels like peace instead of something I gotta win.
That's a different kind of wealth than anything they teach you to chase. Built through winter, survived together
through years that tested every part.
That's the only investment I trust completely at this point in my life.
The steady, weathered, quiet wealth of a shared and open heart. Wealth in the quiet moments,
wealth in the silence we don't have to feel.
Wealth in the storms we weathered.
Wealth in staying through it still.
This ain't about what's in the bank,
this is about what's in the room.
2 people sitting easy, no need to fill up any space or gloom. Wealth in the quiet moments,
that's the richest I've ever been.
not for the money, not for the show,
just for what's honest within. We sat out there till the crickets went quiet and the stars came out full. Didn't say 100 words the whole entire night through. Woke up richer than I've ever felt, with any dollar to my name.
'Cause the realest kind of wealth
I know is simply sitting here with you. We stopped auditioning for roles in each other's highlight reel a long time back. Stop trying to be the version that photographs the best, the smoothest, the most refined. This ain't a temporary contract built on status or a season of convenience. This is something older, something deeper. This is choosing the infinite kind. Money's gonna come and go. The market's gonna rise and fall on its own schedule.
But what we built ain't tradable, ain't subject to a single interest rate.
This is a soul-deep partnership, rooted in something Bach could never purchase. This is the kind of choosing that don't come with a closing date. I provided plenty in my life, kept the roof solid, kept the bills paid. But I learned real quick a house ain't the same thing as a home. My house is walls and windows, someone is fully capable of building. A home is something only real connection never gets to fully own.
I could give her every material thing this whole world's got to offer,
and it wouldn't matter a single bit without the soul behind the gift. So I stopped trying to prove my worth through what I could provide. I started just being present, honest, real, and felt something finally live. I stopped looking for a resume and started looking for a reflection. Somebody who sees the real me and don't flinch, don't look away.
That's harder to find than status, harder to find than financial comfort. That's rarer than anything money's ever gonna be able to convey.
When I found it, I knew immediately it wasn't like anything before.
Wasn't built on what he had,
Was built on who he chooses to be.
There's the difference between dating a portfolio and loving a person. That's the difference between temporary and something set free.
We're choosing the infinite, not a contract with an end.
Not a transaction built on status, but a soul we get to spend.
And every ordinary day investing in something built to outlast. Not for the money, not for the image, just for something that holds fast. We're choosing the infinite,
Choosing a home and not just a house.
choosing the person,
Who sees my true reflection,
not the version I'm trying to espouse. Stop auditioning, that's my message to anybody still out there swiping.
stop performing the version of yourself
Designed to catch somebody's eye. The right person ain't looking for your resume,
ain't looking for your highlight reel.
they're looking for the truth underneath.
The parts you're scared to let them spy.
When you find that person, the audition stops, the performance is.
You just get to exist.
Plain and honest, and somehow that's enough.
That's not for the money, that's not for the status, for the stage.
That's for the soul.
And honestly, that's plenty,
That's more.
than enough. I used to think love was something you earned through what you could provide.
Now I know love's something you recognize.
When your soul finally exhales
When you stop performing for approval,
and just get to simply be.
that's when you find out if a connection's genuine or
Or if it just derails.
we found the genuine kind.
The kind that don't need an audience to survive. The kind that's rich in silence,
Rich in scars,
rich in years weathered through.
that's the only investment I trust.
That's the only wealth worth
The
counting.
soul that sees my soul and chooses it.
Plain and honest and true. We're choosing the infinite,
Not a contract with an end.
not a transaction built on status, but a soul we get to spend.
Every ordinary day investing in something built to outlast.
Not for the money, not for the image,
Just for something that
holds fast. We're choosing the infinite, choosing a home and not just a house. Choosing the person who sees my true reflection,
not the version I'm trying to espouse. Why me? I don't have the most, I never did.
You were never auditioning.
That's why you just showed up as yourself.